Scorpio, this is your February reading and an ace for each row. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. You know what that means. Opportunity, abound. I have many cards in this reading that actually suggest perfection at the moment. The Star card, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So there's a lot of hope here. The general feeling I'm getting is that overall, this time in February, you're keeping something a little bit more private, the plans that you have a little bit more private, okay? And let me tell you how I'm getting there. So I'm looking back to late January, February for just a moment, Scorpio. The Star card, beautiful energy, beautiful card here. So this is a feeling of optimism again. I think some of you got something that you needed in order to feel like your success is attainable now, or that proper healing can manifest in an area of your life where that may be needed. So there was an opportunity or a pathway or some sort of a target that you had, and for whatever reason, the Three of Swords leaves the target somewhat unattained for now. The Three of Swords manifested as, okay, well, I had this goal, I had this target, I had this hope or wish, and it seemed like you got it or almost got it, or you're still getting it or something like that, but that there had been in late January into the beginning of February some sort of a knot that was tied. You were tied in some sort of a knot mentally, or where you saw this attainment of perfection happening in your life and beginning to unfold. There might have been something about that was going to cause pain to another person, hurt their feelings, or resonate with them as a sense of betrayal. And maybe that's not something that you wanted to do, but I will clear this up. So everything had been going very smoothly, and then the prize was almost attained, right? And then there was just some sort of a knot that got tied up, but we can clear that up. I like to see directly after that the Ace of Swords. So in February, I do see you triumphing over whatever happened in late January coming into February. I don't think any of that had any long-lasting ramifications for you. The Ace of Swords is a wonderful card. It doesn't always look like this when you think of a sword card in the tarot, but this really is about happiness. It's triumph, you see, because we've made it over something difficult, and we have found that we're able to succeed over odds stacked against us. Another couple of sword cards in the month of February so far. The Daughter of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So this talks to me about a plan. The Seven of Swords is something like an endeavor, a very bright spark here I'm seeing. A very clever, very savvy and very switched on approach here in February. So the Daughter of Swords talks about a conversation. It might be an email, text, it might be face-to-face. There's a lot of interest behind this conversation though. So this might be somebody of interest that you need to speak to in February, or there's somebody that really needs to speak to you in February about something interesting. And why I see now this reluctance on your part, the Seven of Swords is not reluctant to act, but it's very much in the planning, careful planning, strategizing, being not cunning or anything like that, but look at this fox imagery here. We think of a sly fox. They're sitting on one of these swords. That's the sword that came to you in the Ace of Swords. Now you're just not ready to tell people about this one sword that you've got up your sleeve, and that's a good thing, because perhaps in the past you spoke about something, it hurt other people, or it hurt yourself, or you were disappointed in the Three of Swords. The Daughter of Swords and the Seven of Swords is just telling me big conversations this month, big insight this month. Ace of Swords, Daughter of Swords, Seven of Swords, major downloads of inspiration, and that makes you more certain about the plans that you're making, and you're just strategizing. You're doing a little bit behind the scenes in February, Scorpio, but it looks like it's very fruitful and very inspired, very interesting. A lot of sparks going on here. I have the sparky imagery in the Daughter of Pentacles, or Daughter of Swords, I should say, and the Star. These little dots of inspiration, okay? And then, of course, the Ace of Swords is just that razor sharp clarity about what's next. And then we go to the Ace of Cups, which is lovely. So I see a nice relaxing end to the month, Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. It is an indication to spend some time with people that you're close to, that you do have deep bonds with, and maybe even relax with them or take a load off with them. There is another indication here though, if you're looking to meet somebody at the end of the month, Scorpio, if you're not in a relationship, that you may meet somebody through some sort of a meditation class or some sort of a relaxing practice of yours, like a hike, like a walk, something you do to unwind basically could lead you to further connections in your life. Maybe they're romantic, maybe they're friendships, but it's good vibes all around. Now the Devil card is at the end of the reading. Okay, I'm not too sure what this could be yet, but it feels like some sort of a heaviness to end the reading with, so we'll have to clear that up. It seems like there's possibly just a lot of duty for you to do, or just a lot of work happening at the end of February going into March, and there's not really much else you can do. Look at these people. This little devil has his or Pan or whoever this a goat, yeah, the goat. This is a card for Capricorn, so that makes sense. But these little fiery feet, hot on the heels is what I'm hearing here. Hot on your heels, something is hot on your heels, or you're raring to go with something. Big workload, I think. And before that you had to take a break, so I'm thinking like you got a little burnt out and you needed to have a break before getting back into your grind or fulfilling something. Why don't we clear these cards up, Scorpio? I think that's the best thing to do. So looking at the Star card, the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Swords now for Scorpio. I love to see an ace in each line. That just tells me that there have been opportunities. There is going to be opportunities continuing in February and even beyond. They'll all look different maybe. And opportunities don't have to just be like, hello Scorpio, I have a proposition for you, okay? It could be just hearing something. It could be getting a feeling that would be something that would be in alignment for you. It could be just deepening a connection with somebody, hearing from an old friend, something like that. So we're going to clear up the first row now. I would like to kind of have a feeling about what this kind of opportunity looked like, and then what the Three of Swords maybe looked like. So the Father of Cups, fixed water, your energy coming through, Scorpio. And also in reverse, the Three of Wands. So somebody's helping you do something a little bit undercover here, okay? Sun card at the bottom of the deck, and the Mother of Cups. The Mother of Cups can be a little discreet, for sure. The Sun card is opportunity and exposure. But the Father of Cups and the Three of Wands, well, when the Three of Wands reverses, our endeavor isn't so public and it becomes a bit more private. This is somebody helping you fulfill a means behind the scene, or this is something like it's an aid for you. But it's like almost like I would actually bring in the Scorpio energy and this kind of Aries energy together, the very warrior spirit, the strategizer, the fighter. I would bring on this sort of a team if I needed to take down an enemy. But no, this is the energy of bringing in somebody to help you with the purpose that may be a little bit more private, or that it won't be as outwardly expressed. It will be done behind the scenes, if that makes sense. And now I see the Seven of Swords as well. That makes a little bit more sense now. It could be somebody that you speak to in February during this Daughter of Swords conversation, or email, or correspondence, or whatever it is, phone call, telepathy, however you communicate, dreams, that really helps you to further some sort of a goal. So what was the goal? Okay, it was about you, Scorpio. This is what you were, there was a personal target that you wanted to meet. It didn't have to be a sales target or anything like that necessarily. It was some sort of a personal goal that you set, and I believe you've achieved this, Scorpio. It doesn't necessarily look like you have to you, perhaps, with this Three of Swords energy, but rather, if you even didn't meet, let's say, the target as such in a practical sense, you attained some sort of a personal goal, personal milestone, personal sense of development. The Father of Cups is a very transformative type of love energy manifested outwardly, as the Kings outwardly manifest. Maybe you love yourself a little bit more. Maybe you love in turn others more as a result. it was about you. The goal was about you. The Star card and you, the Father of Cups, healing, optimism around yourself. And look, this Father of Cups is looking to the future in this reading, moving on and letting something go in the month of January going into February. The Three of Wands and the Three of Swords, Three of Wands reversed. Yes, this is going to be something potentially where you're having expansion around hurting somebody. No, but there is the idea that actions taken late January into February would expand the sense of whatever the Three of Swords brought up for you in late January, February was that betrayal, heartbreak, sorrow, a sense of betrayal as if that could have been you or perpetrated against you, Scorpio. Remembering these energies are just interchangeable, so see where they fit for you. So that's this, you've kind of got the sense that somebody could help you with a goal, but it will have to be done in a sense in a more private way, if that makes sense. If the Three of Wands was upright, I would say that you can be much more public or vocal or just put it all out there. But there's something telling me that maybe it's wise not to just put all your aces on the table, if that makes sense. No, you would want to put aces on the table, I'd imagine. But you know what I mean. Okay, so the Ace of Swords, the Daughter of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Let me think. This is a lot of mental processing in the month of February, a lot of thinking things through, but I don't even think you'll need to think about these things. They seem so desirable, really. Okay, so the Ace of Swords, the Daughter of Swords or Page of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. The Moon card. So we've got a full moon around the 16th of February. And we've got the Hermit card. So a couple of major arcana cards now coming through. Another one at the bottom of the deck with the Hierophant. You could be influenced by a Pisces, Taurus, or Virgo this month. As well as that, there could be an Aquarius present. So if those signs are relevant to you, it seems like they have a secret to tell you, or they have some information that was private that's been considered very carefully, and now it's ready to be told to you, or you're ready to discover that, however that manifests, if you're dealing with one of those signs. Especially a Taurus seeming to have like the key to something important for you. Let me go back to this spread though. The Ace of Swords and the Daughter of Swords. This is great to see how this unfolds. Okay, so you may not know it now, Scorpio, but perhaps around the 16th of February, this will be more apparent to you, that information coming through, or this really strong feeling of coming past something and surmounting something with a, phoenix rising from the ashes style, even better than before. But yeah, sure, maybe it came from a darker place. That's okay. The Moon card is the energy of surrendering to the unknown and putting your faith in something that you can't see. And it's okay to have doubts. The Moon card brings up some doubts. Doubt is often, when faith takes down that kind of mask of blind faith, and doubt is completely acceptable with if you have faith in something. It's normal to have doubts at the same time. So the Moon card, you've had doubts about this, you've had uncertainty and perhaps even stronger senses of fear around this. But something becomes clear to you around the 16th, I believe, around the full moon energy, where the full moon exposes things anyway, because it's the brightest sort of phase of the lunation, so most exposing. I feel like you hear something around the 16th that just changes things for you. The research in question, this sort of study, or this sort of period of, maybe some of you find yourself in some sort of an isolation towards the mid-February mark, where it's good because you get to discover a lot and you get to sit in silence. If you've been called to meditate, Scorpio, I might just put this in as a disclaimer in all my readings, because I do feel strongly about this. If you have been called to meditate, don't ignore that. It's going to be another intense year on the collective. There's a reason that you may have been asked to turn inwards and asked to be able to discern information from your subconscious mind or your own gut instinct, your guides, however it comes through via meditation. This little kind of hermit lantern on top, lighting up something in the dark, this little pineal gland looking kind of illumination on this lamb's head, lighting up and making something clear. But you can't get the answers externally when these cards appear. You can't get your answers from your news feed, from the news. Definitely not. And you find the answers within. There is nothing that we can't find out within with the help of meditation, a little psychedelic trip or something like that. But even if we have questions about the wonders of the universe, the mysteries, all of those answers reside within. They're hard to find. We're all on a mission here. If you're watching this channel, you're on a mission here to discover the answers within you, to unveil the mysteries of the universe, and they can't come to us all at once. That would be way too much for us to handle. Bit by bit, we make realizations, and we become, as we make realizations, we are able to form our truth. That may not be, is there an objective truth? But that may not be everybody's truth, but based on our understanding, that becomes our truth, and that is subject to change, as it should be, as new information comes our way. But if you've been called to meditate, I feel like it's going to be so strong for you, Scorpio. The Hermit card, the Moon card, deep transformational work can be done alone and internally. There's like this issue here. There's this opposition, Pisces and Virgo. So an opposition is, and then we have your opposite, Taurus, at the bottom of the deck. An opposition in astrology is the energy of a tug of war. It's not exactly supportive of each other. You're pushed to two different extremes, and it's to try and find a balance in the extremity. The difference between Pisces and Virgo, while they're both the signs of servitude, and one's servitude is more on a practical sense, and one is more of a kind of spiritual sense. And you want to offer some service up, you want to offer something up, but you're at odds with yourself as to how much of yourself to give away, maybe, and how much people deserve, quite frankly, of your energy, of your time. I think alone time is so important for you in February, and maybe some of you do find yourself in isolation. Okay, I think I've gone pretty deep on the Moon card and the Hermit. It's facing fears of the unknown in your own time is a big message coming through there. As well as that, there is some secrecy about the Moon card. There's also some secrecy about the Seven of Swords here. So you have a secret perhaps this month, or a secret becomes revealed this month. And all in all, just think about things. I'm hearing sleep on it. I'm thinking the answers will come to you. Just ask for the answers. Before you meditate, and over time, just ask for what you need to receive. And sometimes I find, you clear your mind, of course, when you're meditating, you let thoughts enter, of course, but just let them pass. I find a useful tip when thoughts enter your mind, when you're trying to just keep a sort of a kind of like present and nirvana like mind frame. Take 5 deep breaths, belly breaths. Every time a thought enters your mind like that, just recenter with some deep breathing, activate spirit. And then when you're ready, I always just stop meditating when I feel ready to. And then an answer comes pretty much straight away with time. And you'll just hear that from within. And that sounds strange, but over time you can begin to trust these gut instincts and then see them really unfold, okay? So, the subconscious mind doesn't lie to us, anxiety does though. So it will be just differentiating what are kind of brain chemistry thoughts or protective brain thoughts and what is true gut instinct and intuition. So the Ace of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Devil card. Okay. Scorpio, thank you for sticking with me. I'm going to close you out with an oracle card too. I'm bringing those back into these readings because in my personal readings I've been doing, they have been so profound. So I just thought it might be helpful. They're a little wordy, that's why I had left them out for a while, but I'll leave it to the end. So if you feel like sticking around, that's going to be there for you. The Ace of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Devil. Late February into March, what's going on with these cards? because I think 2022 is going to be such a revelatory year for the collective, I really feel like can't stress it enough. Meditation is going to be really helpful for people. The Sun card, wonderful. So here we have the Sun, the Moon card, the Sun card, what was in the dark, being brought to light, yada yada. We knew some secrets were coming to be revealed, and we've got our Mother of Cups again. So the Mother of Cups is basically calling you to her now. Okay, Scorpio, you've been putting so much out there of yourself. Come home to yourself now, and all of that output you've been giving of love, of the opportunity to heal others. And this might not even be obvious to you how much your energy actually heals other people. But the Queen of Cups is asking, come on home. This is where you look like you're going anyway. This looks like where you've been going from late January into February. By the end of February going into March, it is some sort of an emotional homecoming for you. And you feel safe. You want to give yourself, I just feel this is giving yourself a big hug. These are kind of very nurturing parental imagery coming up for me now. Yes, Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck, the children, your inner child. I see it as your inner child more so now, unless you have children, Scorpio, and you are having a homecoming or you're bringing them all together for a celebration, somebody's birthday, the Sun card. This is very possible, but on a kind of more collective energy I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the practice of sitting down with your inner child and talking to them about some situation where, now you have adult perspective on, and you can tell your inner child, like, that was really fucking crazy what happened to you. This is why it happened. This is what I understand, the reason that this happened to you. Let's forgive this person, these people, this group, this institution. Let's give ourselves a hug. Let's tell our inner child how it all turned out anyway, how we turned out. Tell them that you've got them, and visualize yourself having this conversation with yourself, whatever it may be about, and visualize yourself hugging and holding that little you, whatever age it may be. And it's very therapeutic. It can be really a nice breakthrough. And because time is not linear, I'm going to get a little out there now, that situation is still playing out in some space, time, dimension, frequency, okay? Your inner child is still, in a sense, living that experience. I know this is a little out there. So that's still, let me say, just because you're not experiencing it today in the present, that doesn't mean it's not happening anymore on an energetic level. I know that's a little out there, but it could be really helpful for you. So the Sun card and the Ace of Cups, I see just this as very pleasant energy towards the end of the month. I do see a birthday, a celebration, something really happy taking place. You find yourself in a place that is very joyful, very supportive. You're hesitating, Scorpio, to take this time for yourself that you may need because there's a heavy workload, right, at the end of February going into March. I would just say that the invitation for nurturing comes up very strongly here as we end this reading, and you're almost being called towards this nurturing mission from the end of February into the beginning of March, or the end, I can't. See, time, whatever, to a Pisces. So end of this month into, end of January into February, you're being called home to yourself, and you make that homecoming at the end of February going into March. So you have a month to get home to you. But really nice. Big workload at the end of the month that you kind of can't ignore, but try and make fun from it maybe. Try and take breaks. Try and get out to the sunshine if you can too. Let's take an oracle card, Scorpio. This is going to be a message from a guide of yours, an angel of yours, your highest self, whatever you feel like is a kind of an aspiration of where you're being motivated towards and what calls you, basically a higher power. So we're taking this as a message for now for Scorpio about where you are on your journey. This is called Spin the Silk and Thread Divine, number 30. So what have I got for you guys here? In creating precious silks, there is a sorting process, sifting out which is broken to find that which is precious and pure. You are commencing a new cycle, beloved, and it is time to allow all that is which more precious and pure that you wish to take with you into the future to continue, and release which does not align with your true heart. Okay. Sometimes we need to help ourselves access this new cycle by releasing vows from this or other lifetimes, releasing old emotional patterns, and calling in wisdom and talents from past lifetimes. You are guided to accept this healing process now. I like that. Releasing vows. We all come into this incarnation with soul contracts. Oftentimes, some of our best soul tribe friends appear as enemies or challenges in this lifetime because they agreed to come with us to help us grow here. So if you feel there's a situation with somebody presently in your life where it didn't work out, where you guys tried to make this happen successfully, it's okay to release that person. It's okay to say, hey, we didn't get to complete the vow we made to each other at this time. We can always try again, but for now, I'm going to move on with my life and release you with love. And whatever happens on the next go round, that's another story. Maybe it won't have to. Maybe that'll, in fact, the forgiveness alone, the acceptance alone can be part of the healing process. And it's all about getting off that wheel of karma with whatever particular energy, challenge, person appeared, okay? Your past is calling to you. Okay, I didn't even really read this, but yeah, your past is calling to you. It is calling to be cleared, to be released, and for the beauty and power of the past to be claimed in the present moment, woven together like a precious rare silk. I love all the experience and mistakes and adventures and success of your past in this and other lifetimes have given your soul plenty of material for which to draw its wisdom. Like fine silken threads being woven into a beautiful fabric, it has had grown in awareness, light, and capacity in order for it to be where it is now. You are being guided by Kuan Yin now to release that is your past and nothing to be ashamed of. Even the worst mistakes that you have made and that you have judged yourself or others for have been opportunities to really grow in love. The precious silk could not be formed without the rough layers of the cocoon within which the pure thread is spun by the silkworm. So too, you have been able to weave something truly beautiful with the experiences in your life, even those which you no longer need to carry with you as memories or scars. There comes a time to extract the pure thread and cast aside which is unusable. You are at a point, beloved, where you must choose to empty out old emotional baggage and take forward with you the gift, skill, and wisdom and talents that you have developed through many lifetimes so that you may move into the new cycle that is calling you forward. Sometimes it can feel very unfamiliar and causes some anxiety as we do not have the old emotional or behavioral patterns to hold on to us as we go through life. Yet there is no need to be fearful of this process because you release the old and beautiful new patterning will emerge from within you. You have new emotions, new ways of being available to you, born of your past experiences but not limited by them. Kuan Yin, mistress of spinning the spiritual silk, is with you now, and the process can be filled with peace, joy, and love. You will feel lighter for this process and be able to move more to your divine self in all parts of life. I love that. I feel like that's the Mother of Cups even calling you back. And it's very joyful, the Sun card. This homecoming is a delight, be it a literal homecoming, celebration, getting back together, getting everyone together, or just back to yourself and a feeling of completeness and at home within yourself. Scorpio, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. That would really help my channel to grow. Much appreciated. Thank you.